Chicken Chong, Chicken Chong, Chicken Chong. They're two sales dudes from a cloud voice company, but with a superpower that you wouldn't believe. Monday mornings they transform into some dope co-hosts with sports, pranks, and jokes. It's business, breakfast, and banter. Just try and hold back your laughter, cause it's some really funny spit out your coffee kinda quick wit. So grab a Pop-Tart and let the work week start. Momentum Mondays, yeah, with Chuck and Sean. Chuck and Sean. Momentum Mondays, yeah, with Chuck and Sean. Chuck and Sean, Chuck and Sean, Chuck and Sean.
This episode of Momentum Mondays is brought to you by Polly. Command the conversation with confidence.
Good morning, Sean.
Good morning, Chuck. Welcome, man. Are you excited? This is our first ever Momentum Mondays.
First ever Momentum Mondays.
Wow. And we even have our own sponsor.
Who was a sponsor? I'm just...
it's a parrot by the name Polly or something. I don't know.
Well, good. How's everything going? Did you have a good weekend?
Good. I did, man. Yourself?
Doing great. Doing great.
And this is exciting. Because I got to be honest.
75 degrees in Florida.
Yeah, well, good for you, Chuck. It's not 75 degrees where we're at. Everybody else in the world is freezing at this moment. You continue to have fun there. Listen, man, I mean, I was just thinking about this over the weekend. You and I have known each other a really long time. I mean,
20 plus years, 20 years. We've worked together in some capacity or another.
20 years. I mean,
think about it. I mean, it was back Unidial out of Louisville, Kentucky. Obviously, owner Sherman Henderson.
Yeah.
God rest his soul. He passed away recently, but he is a pioneer. A pioneer in this industry, and he was, to me, one of my big mentors. I'm sure you as well.
No, he wasn't. No, I'm kidding. Love the guy. Loved him to death. So that was probably what, 97, 98. And then you sat down and had lunch with me and sometime in early 2000 and said, hey, man, I started working with this new cloud company by the name of Smooth Stone. And you were telling me about all this cloud technology. And I remember sitting there at lunch thinking, yeah, well, good luck on that. I hope that stuff works out for you.
Yeah, exactly. It was actually called TeleAdvance when you and I met. Or it might have been just transitioning to Smooth Stone, but Smooth Stone had an interesting take.
They did. It was fun. I mean, in fact, when we first started, we were calling people saying, hey, this is Sean with Smooth Stone. And they'd say, do you make ice cream? We were like, no, that's Code Stone. We're Smooth Stone. So but listen, I'll tell you what, man, over the years, I've kind of not only been partners with you and watched you progress, but I think we've got some pictures of like when you first started, man, in this business. I remember you as being kind of an Ironman aficionado, right? Like there are pictures that'll come up here in a second of you running. How many Ironman did you do?
I've only done 2 full and 1.5.
2 full and 1.5. And all I did was sit at one of them with Cheetos on the sideline and cheer for you. From there, you became a CrossFitter, right?
Yep.
All right. So from Ironman to CrossFitter, over the years, now you've moved to Florida. And I think, what was it, about a week or a month ago or whatever, you went to the parade and you stood there with your GOAT banner or beach towel, whichever.
Moved down here with Tom Brady. Needed someone to catch a few passes on the weekdays, so he was prepared for the weekends. And yes, you see my GOAT banner there.
You literally went to the beach with that. Is that your beach towel?
It is my beach towel. I actually sleep with it. It's my blanket.
So what have you taken up since you've been in Florida?
I'm actually learning pickleball. It's been a few weeks of pickleball. I love it. Pickleball's fantastic.
We got some pictures of you playing pickleball. I mean, your wife sent these to me.
Wait a minute.
There you are.
Not me. Yes. I mean, unless I'm wearing your cargo shorts, that's not me.
Oh my God! Look, you went from Ironman, CrossFitter to look at that. That's you at pickleball. That's awesome.
Yeah, that's me.
Well,
that's
listen,
me at pickleball.
After 20 years of living together in Louisville, I did miss you when you moved to Florida. So I'm coming to the beach, and I hope you don't mind. I've got my beach attire ready. We have a picture here of, me on the beach with you, Chuck. So soon coming. There I am, baby.
Yes. Yeah. That's what we call uncrossfit, but it's all right.
All I'm going to do is take my shirt off and go, it's a Wookiee.
That's funny. That's funny.
All right. Well, listen, guys, we're going to go ahead and get started. And we have a special guest today. Our first guest hails from the great city of Nashville. It's an interesting story with this gentleman. After many years of working as a backup singer to Vanilla Ice and teaching country line dancing to the folks at the local retirement community, John Anderson decided the time had come to try his hand at telecom. He's the co-owner of RCG and the founder of the TDAS model. I will say, though, after constant peppering of both Chuck and I, we finally conceded and allowed to have John Anderson on the show. So would you please put your hands together and welcome Mr. John Anderson. Oh, man. So,
John, welcome. I thought we actually are all backup singers to Vanilla Ice or whatever you said. I don't know what you said. Milli Vanilli. I don't know.
Milli Vanilli. There you go.
Had the shaved lines and everything.
That's right. That's right.
As well. Yeah.
Chuck, do your lip sync to Milli Vanilli right now. Show us how it works.
We're on a 3-second delay with this platform.
Oh my God. So John, real quick though, everybody has walk-up music, and when we first talked about having you on the show, I thought, man, what song would fit John Anderson? And Spandau Ballet's True. Like, I could only imagine you as a kid or as a young man. You know, you were that guy at the roller rink, weren't you? That every time you heard the guy go, "All right, everybody, it's couple skate," you jumped out there and started this backward skating. Oh.
You know, there is a story behind that song. I'm not sure why you picked it, but I have an interesting story behind that song. Funny thing, go look up what Spandau Ballet is. That is a dark thing. Go check that out. Everybody go Google that now, and there's something interesting about it.
Totally lost half our guests. They now are gone off the show, and they're now Googling that.
They can Google. Thanks for having me, guys. I appreciate your absolute lack of judgment and indifference to character by having me on as your inaugural guest. But
so tell us the story behind it, though. I'm interested in hearing this now.
So my ex-wife loved that song, and that was our song. That was our first song. And what I realized in that was how unbelievably long that song is, to the point where I had to look over and go, cut it. We had to end that short, which was a sort of a bit of foreshadowing as far as the marriage went.
I'm sorry I brought it up.
So thanks, Sean. You're great, man. This is a great story.
Someone tells me Sean knew that story for him to have that song playing.
Yeah, I had an aunt that recently passed away. Anything you want to go there? Anything else you'd like to talk about there, Sean?
Oh,
Sean, this is where we do not.
We didn't rehearse this part.
Why did I accept? Right. I don't understand why I accepted. You guys said, "Do you want to be on the show?" No, I'm good. Thank you. No.
All right. Well, John, in all sincerity, thank you very much. I do want to apologize for bringing up that moment in time. It won't come up again, although it might be your walk-off song now. Just kidding. Before we get started, though, you know, it's been a partnership with Momentum. We've had a long-standing relationship from a professional standpoint, even before Chuck and I came to Momentum. But regarding who RCG is, and again, I mentioned in the opening about you being the founder of the TDAS model. Take the next few minutes. Tell us about RCG, how you came about working there, what you guys are about in Nashville and across the country, and more importantly, the TDAS model that you come up with.
Well, I'll start by kind of giving a little shout out to my two partners, Rich Brown and Kara Rikvalski. We have been a team it's close to 20 years. It's 17, 18, 19 years from the day we met. We've been at 4 different companies, and we decided we'd buy this one. We were kind of in that point of our career where we wanted to make a change, do something that was our own. We really weren't sure. We weren't sure what that was, but we knew we wanted something that we could differentiate ourselves with, something that we could put our personal flags on. And we came to RCG. We purchased RCG after working there for 3 years with the sole intent of buying the company. purchased in 2018. But the first couple of years while we were there, what we realized was the professional services that the telecom industry offered, they were lacking. What we saw was broker agent, consultant, or telecom expense management company. And all of those could be great models. We know some incredible partners out there that follow one of those three models. That's leaving out the carrier side of the world, the direct carrier side of the world. But on that kind of secondary service provider, we saw a gap. And so we started trying to fill the gap. And what we found over time was the modern IT department just didn't have a telecom department function inside of it. They were all focused on everything else. I've never met a CIO that is really that interested in telecom or has a background in it. So typically from the network admin all the way up to the CIO, there's people that are aware of telecom. They know how to kind of struggle their way through it. None of them really wanted it. And when you look around, they really didn't have across their organization the people, process, or systems that were required to be a fully functioning telecom department. So when we saw that, we said, let's be that. Let's create that. And we looked across the nation. We did not see any other provider out there that walked in the door day one identifying as a fully functioning telecom department. And we felt like that was the biggest need that the client had. And so we actually, with the help of our clients, 10, 15-year-old clients that we had worked with, CIOs that started working with us on the telecom department as a service or TDAS model. We built it. We got a trademark on it. It's our go-to-market strategy, and we believe it's the thing that differentiates us. And again, we've looked across, we've scoured the nation. We find no other provider that does exactly what we do. And so that's important to us. And we're very proud that we can say with telecom department as a service, we're the only first and only provider of telecom department as a service. And yeah, that's a good thing for us. We're very happy about that. And we're very proud about that.
Man, that's exciting.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So who came up with the acronym TDAS?
Joint effort. The entire company had input in it. There were clients that had input in it. I remember sitting across from actually a shared momentum client of ours, and one of the main VPs. I ran it by him, and he didn't like it, so I knew it was perfect.
I'm big on acronyms.
Yeah. That was part of it. Was you could get it in your mouth, you could hang on to it. It had a ring to it, and it was highly marketable. So yeah, I'm glad you noticed that.
Yeah, Sean is typical of every time he hears an acronym, he also says what actually the acronym is. So yeah, we have a VC firm, venture capitalist, so he loves acronyms.
It took everything.
Technically, it's not an acronym, by the way.
Oh, great! You blew that one for me.
That is true. It is a what is it? It's something else. It's not an acronym though. It has to spell an actual word to be an acronym. Otherwise, it is something like an abbreviation, something. But yeah, go look. We can look that up too.
Hey, John, don't send our audience back off to Google. We need them here at this show. 5 people are left now.
Visit www.myrcg.com and check out what.
Oh, good times. All right. So you guys, Rich, Lori came together, created RCG. Pandemic hits. You guys are growing. Former XO, pandemic hits. How has the virtual world affected you guys?
Well, that's a complicated question, but
all right, we'll go on to the next question then.
Yeah.
If you were on a boat,
I'll give you a couple.
John, I sent you these questions earlier, by the way. Why is it complicated?
It's gonna be homework. I'm a guest.
Full transparency here, John. These questions were sent a long time ago.
We are live, so I'm just going to say, I gave them to you earlier today. You should have read your email.
So I'll say last year, 2020 was the best year for the company on record. And we are humbly proud, maybe a little confused. I think we know why, what the drivers were behind. some incredible successes throughout the entire year. Part of it was actually very much tied to what you guys do. The need for remote made cloud communications so much more relevant, so much more necessary. And what we saw were, one, initially we had companies that there were emergencies where a work from home model just didn't work for them. They didn't have the infrastructure. They weren't capable. We actually had to move a contact center in 10 days. We pulled that off. And it was projects like that were getting legs, it was really pushing that work from home model. And cloud communications, hosted phone systems, whatever terminology we want to call it, became much more relevant in the COVID era. And I think that's a part of where our clients leveraged us. Also, pretty instantly, we knew, savings is something that we have a love-hate relationship with savings because of the TIM world that can be a little too transactional and really too focused on savings, and has trained clients savings, but they don't really know how to do it right. And so it's a necessary outcome. And that's how we look at it. We look at it as an outcome. Follow a procedure, follow a methodology, savings shall come. And there was a press for that because of the forecasted impact of COVID and what they knew was going to happen, economic hits.
All right. So virtual has hit you guys, but you guys adapted pretty quickly. So I know Chuck has a question to ask you, but I had one final question that came to mind. And mine was more around of just kind of a personal feeling. And it was, if you were on a ship and you had one person to captain that ship for you, me or Chuck, who would you pick? Now, don't tell me you'll struggle with this one too.
No, I mean, I'd need comic relief. And honestly, if I was going to eat someone, you got a little more.
I could last a little more time, more days.
I think I could. Yeah, there's better cuts.
I feel like you just put me in that character, Will Ferrell, going, "Hey, Harry, if I was a hot dog, would you eat me?" You just totally went right there. I'd be a big bratwurst, though, wouldn't I?
Nutritious. You're very nutritious.
Hey, it's some marbling. It's okay. It's good. All right. Really, the last question, John, is why momentum? We've worked together on several opportunities. What are your thoughts overall on momentum as we close out the first and ever Momentum Mondays?
You guys did the one thing probably better than any provider that we partner with. Differentiation. It's a big one for us. There's a lot of background noise in the hosted phone system, cloud solution, cloud PBX provider world. There's a lot of players, and our job is to take the client criteria and really design through client criteria towards an end solution. And to be able to do that, we have to have a partner that can tell us what they do, differentiate themselves. We're better at this. Don't use us for this. This is where we're great. This is where we shine. And you guys were able to come into a project we were working on, and we said, we need this, this, and this. And you were the only company. And that's tough to say. We say we're the only provider of telecom department as a service. You guys were the only company that came in and said, we will provide on-site engineering. And that was huge.
Yep. Awesome. Well, thank you, John. Appreciate you being our first Momentum Mondays guest. So we're pretty excited about this series every Monday morning at 10 a.m. And, just as we close out, why Momentum? We really offer a complete suite of solutions, everything from unified communication solutions, contact center solutions, SD-WAN solutions, network solutions, you name it, contact center as a service solutions. It's all encompassing. So we appreciate your time today, John. Thank you very much. Everyone have a great day.
Thanks, John.
Thanks, everyone.